Hello, trading is closed on October 12th, 2020. We'll do our disclaimer and go over our calls. And you know the rules. This is my plan for tomorrow, Tuesday, October 13th, 2020. Can't guarantee the plan's right, and if we get smartly the undesired direction, the call's off the table. Here's my email. Here's what we said. Look for the pattern with the early low. Typically it's a rally day, but we needed to gap over the trend line to go higher. So we did gap over the trend line. Here's this big trend line. We gapped over it, and that should lead to higher prices, but that doesn't require higher prices tomorrow. In fact, returning to this trend line is not required, but it's actually reasonably common. This was a pattern with the early low. Typically it's a rally day, high in the final hour. When you gap up, hit higher highs, close under all these highs, it's negative. So either you gap and take this high out early tomorrow, or else we see lower prices. Doesn't mean we have to see a lower close. During the day, we got a MEJT buy signal in the afternoon. Just means a higher price will print. It did, and there's resistance at that higher price. We now have a bar that's completely over the upper Bollinger Band. It isn't a reversal itself, but it's a sign of being extremely overbought. There's also some hint from the sentiment indicators that we might be a bit overextended on the upside. There's no sell signal yet, but if we don't take this higher fast, we should see lower prices. And if we do get a reversal from here, it would be ideal if this trend line held. So I don't think we're going much lower than this, but we could reverse today's gains if we don't take this thing out. But longer term, I think this is a pathway to new highs, even though I don't think it'll be a move in a straight line. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low, doesn't mean you won't gap up. Intermediate term, we gapped over resistance. All we have to do to confirm the break higher is to trade 1 cent over today's close. If you gap down, don't fill it. This break does not count. Shorter term, we gapped up, hit a higher high, closed under multiple highs. Either we gap and overtake the high of the day early, or we see lower prices. That's not a prediction for a close lower. Still think we're moving to new all-time highs. Wouldn't surprise me if we did some back and filling first, but I don't think you're going to have to wait very long until new all-time highs print. And that is today's call.